This is Matt Schinker from RevolutionEHR, and I'm going to show you part 2 of 3 total videos on the workflow to integrate Zeiss i.Scription results with RevolutionEHR. I'm going to refer to a workflow diagram, and that workflow diagram will show us the 2 parts of the overall workflow, but it's the second in i.Scription that we're going to focus on. So now I'll show you how to get to the workflow diagram. We'll open the insight.revolutionehr.com website. We'll search on Zeiss, and we'll see this detailed article. From the article, there's a hyperlink to the workflow diagram. And again, since we're in part 2, we want to focus on the second page. In the i.Scription software, we bring up the patient, we bring up the measurements, and we enter the manifest refraction, calculate the i.Scription, determine the final Rx, and then come into the integrator. Okay, we're going to start with our test patient, and we're going to create a comprehensive encounter. And once we have the encounter created, we'll go into the comp visual testing area, because this is ultimately where some of these results are going to show up. And now I can pretend I'm an OD and bring up the measurements for this test patient, load the measurements into Zeiss's i.Scription software. And again, you have to excuse my lack of knowledge and understanding here, but I'm going to enter some manifest or subjective refraction values. I don't know if these values are realistic or not, but we'll get them entered. And once we're done entering this information, we're going to click the Calculate i.Scription button. Okay, so now we're calculating the i.Scription. We see it there. Looks good. Now we have to determine, do we want to take the manifest or the i.Scription as the final? And in this case, I'm going to pick the i.Scription. I'm going to export. And then once I've exported the file, I'm going to log into the integrator. I'm going to select my test patient. This time I'm going to pick the i.Scription device. Click Capture Data. Okay, there's my exported file there, XML file. So I want to select that, and then I can review the results. Now if everything looks good, I can click the Send to Revolution button. Otherwise, we can also recapture the data, or we can cancel entirely. But I'll click the Send to Revolution button. Okay, what happened here? There's an error message. Well, what this is telling me is that my encounter must include the brand new i.Scription test. And so I'm going to go back into my encounter and manually add the test. I'm going to look under refractive. And under refractive, I will see the i.Scription test. There it is. I'm going to, again, manually add that to my encounter. I'll just scroll down here. You can see it's at the bottom of the screen. And now let's go back to integrator. Let's do a fresh send to Revolution. And this time we'll see that it successfully transmitted the data. Okay, so now you come to the encounter, and where's my data? You have to click the refresh button here, and when you do that, it makes a round trip to the database, retrieves those measurements, and displays them on screen. So clicking the refresh button is very important as you're working with the integrator. So that basically concludes the second part of our workflow. I just want to point out we have some resources available, and of course if you need support you can contact the RevolutionEHR customer support or the Carl Zeiss Vision support. Thank you.